Hi everyone, hope you're all having a nice day. Today I've decided to do something a little bit different. Usually I'd be going out to places like the Peak District, the lakes, or even places like Snowdonia. And all of these places offer fantastic landscapes to shoot. But when you're going to the same places and you've got these beautiful landscapes, you know, set up for you to take great shots, sometimes you can lose a bit of your creative side because you're not really working to get a great photo. So today I've decided to put myself in a little bit of an uncomfortable position and take myself somewhere that I know doesn't particularly have great places to take photos. So today I've come to Kingsbury Water Park. Now, Kingsbury Water Park is a place which is very well known in the Midlands. It's somewhere that families, hundreds of, probably thousands of families come every single year to do things like water sports, to visit events which they put on here, or to even camp and stay over. And it's a lovely place, and it has lakes, as you would think, because it says Kingsbury Water Park. But the lakes here and the surroundings are not particularly laid out for great landscape photos. So it's going to be something that's really going to test me today, especially as the conditions are very poor. I mean, it's very overcast today, there's no detail in the sky, and there's nothing really to offer me a great photo opportunity. So I'm going to have to tap into every bit of my creative side I have, and this is going to enable me to progress as a photographer. Now, by the way, if you enjoy going to places and shooting the same kind of things, and that's what you're into, then that's okay. You know, you don't have to do this. But I think if you want to progress as a photographer and you want to explore the other avenues that photography offers, then this is a great way to do it. Okay, so I spent a bit of time walking around this lake here, which is called Bodymoor Heath, and I think it's one of the biggest lakes at Kingsbury Water Park. Now, what you won't have seen is that. Now, it took a lot of hard work to get that there. So the conditions are really against me here on this lake at the moment. So let me explain. Well, firstly, the sky. The sky's really not good today. It's got no detail, it's very grey and overcast. There's not much separation in the clouds, so I can't use the sky in the image as, you know, something to really focus on, because it just has nothing that it's going to add into the image. And then the second problem is, if I wanted to do a nice long exposure on the water and smooth it out, then I'm facing problems from the birds, because they're flying around my head everywhere. So that's probably going to cause quite a bit of blurring in the sky. So it's difficult at the moment, and I've got nothing to really focus on. I mean, all I've got is this island in the distance. I don't know if you can see that. And there's nothing really that great about the island. There's nothing that's going to make this picture that great. So what I had to do is I had to use my imagination and creative side and kind of grab pieces of wood from nearby bits around the lake here and just kind of try and create something. Now, what this is essentially going to do is it's going to create some form of leading line towards the island in the distance. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time working on this now and see if I can make something else happen with the scene. And fingers crossed I can. Okay, so after about 15 minutes of messing around with my camera and trying to get the settings right and the composition, and adding about another 10 minutes to that for cleaning dog crap off my trainer, thanks to the owner who left the dog crap right there, I'm finally ready to start taking some photos. I've decided I'm going to drop the tripod and I'm actually going to shoot it with a 50mm lens, which is something I rarely use for landscape photography. But in this case, I think it might work out for me. What I want to do is I'm going to shoot at the stones here close up. And this is going to add some detail into the picture. And I'm going to try and blur out the distance so that the attention is really drawn into the stones here and also into the logs over there as well. Okay, so I've set up here a little bit out the way and I'm going to take a picture of the island in the distance. I'm going to be using my 70 to 300mm lens, and that's so I can zoom in a bit closer and just get it in the frame. Now I'm doing something a little bit different. The whole point of today was to be creative and kind of put myself out of my comfort zone. That's definitely happened because I've really struggled today with everything I've done. There hasn't really been any compositions which have jumped out at me. But I'm going to try something with my shutter speed. I'm going to actually slow my shutter speed down to about a second. And what this is going to do, hopefully, is it's going to create an artistic look in the water. Now this is because I don't actually have any foreground to play around with. I've just got the water and the island. So fingers crossed that this is going to come out and look how I imagine it will do. So this is my setup here. Got my 70 to 300mm lens on there and I'm shooting a focal length of about 75 to 80, and as you can see everything's set up very close to the water. It's a little bit close to the water than I'd like, but don't really have much choice. Now hopefully you can see my setup here. I'm actually shooting at 0.6 of a second for my shutter speed. I'm on f8 at the moment and I'm shooting in manual mode, as you can see. Okay, so as you can see I've got my filter on here. In fact I've got two. I've got my polarizer and also I've got my ND1000, which is a 10-stop ND filter. Probably a little bit of overkill there, but unfortunately I didn't bring all my filters with me today. Okay, let's go for it. So as you can see from that photo, it wasn't particularly great. It was just okay. And that's been the story of today, really. I haven't really managed to get any nice photos, they've just been okay. But I haven't really regretted today at all, because it's been a learning experience for me, and it tells me that it's something I need to do more often. It really encourages you to use your mind and think about, you know, different scenarios and just think outside the box a little bit, which is important as a photographer, because you're not always going to get the best compositions and you're not always going to get the best weather. So sometimes it's important to have them creative skills so that you can actually capture something even if the conditions aren't perfect. I hope you've enjoyed the video today, guys. I know it hasn't been the best, but it's something that I felt like I needed to try for myself. And you know, if it's something that you want to do, progress as a photographer, then I encourage you to do what I've done today, and hopefully you can get some better results than I did. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel for more photography adventures every week, and I'll see you soon.